Hello again, YouTube. Truth Man here. So on this video, y'all know this the All Subjects channel. We talk about everything over here. When these dudes run out of gas with this dating talk, we still gonna be over here with a whole lot of subjects, y'all. And on this one, we talking about relocation. Like, we gonna get into it. We're gonna talk about how would you know you need to relocate, what you need to do to make it easier. We're going to talk about how desperate are you to relocate, like what's your reasons, what your reasons should be. We're going to get all the way into it. So let's just start with this relocation. How do you know that you probably need to relocate? See, a lot of people, this is how you know you're not outgrown where you are. Like, if you get on some entrepreneurial stuff, you get on some stuff where you ain't trying to be in no crime, you ain't trying to be in no drama, stuff like that. You gonna want people around you that you either do not know, because then you can concentrate, or that are like-minded to what you're trying to accomplish, what you're trying to do. And if you around people, like, let's say you did dirt in your city and you trying to be different, like say Terrence Williams or whatever, you probably should move to another city that they don't know you like that. You know, of course people gonna recognize him because of Birdman and all that, but when you trying to upgrade, when you, like, if you get out of prison, right, and you get off papers, why would you go back to the area that you got in trouble in? Because as soon as times get hard, what's the chances of you going right back to the things that got you locked up the first time, second time, third time? The chances are very great. So we're going to get into some ways that you know you need to relocate. Number one, if you got in trouble where you are and you want to change your behavior and change your ways, you need to relocate. And sometimes relocation means just going to a different side of town and not going back over there. I've seen guys move out of town. Like, I know this one guy, they was telling me about this the other day. He moved out of town, him and his mother, they moved. He comes back here and catches a murder case. He comes back and robs somebody and ends up shooting them and killing them. I mean, that you relocated for a reason. And me and him had conversations about this. I guess he just forgot about what we was talking about, you know, because he came back and he did the exact same thing that we talked about him not doing. And so now he up here in prison, and his mother done moved on. Like, she moved once before, had to come back because things didn't go good. And we're gonna talk about that as well, because I had to come back. When I came back, things wasn't horrible, but they weren't like what we needed them and wanted them to be. And it's like, you just get tired of the games. Like people was just playing games and stuff, like, and it just, after a while, it just got old. Even though things was getting better, it's like you see the same game that you have been seeing for the last 2 years. I said, you know what? I'm going back to Milwaukee. And it's been ups and downs here. Like, me personally, it's been more downs. And I think about it sometimes, like, I should have just stayed there and battled my way through. I probably would be, I mean, I'm doing okay, but I probably would be doing more than okay if I would have stayed down there. Because, see, it was some things, we talked about jealousy earlier too. It was some things about Texas that were better than Milwaukee. And the things that were better were some of the things that'll get you over the top financially. Like I told y'all, they didn't seem like haters like that. If you had something they wanted, they would have bought it. Whereas sometimes here, you could have something somebody want, and they not gonna buy it because they too jealous. They don't want to see you making it like that. And people be forcing Milwaukee sometimes. Some people doing good here. That's not a secret, but it's people doing good everywhere. It's people doing good in California. People doing good in Kansas. I mean, that's not a reason to stay somewhere. So you gotta, if you looking for change, that's a great reason and a big reason to relocate. The next thing is, if you sometimes you just outgrow, like let's say you go to college, right? Say you go to college and you graduate, and it's like you somewhere where you can't even find a job. Like you can't, like they still trying to act like you ain't graduate from college. That's real easy, my friend. It might be you need to relocate. Now, it's smart to find you a job and find you a place first. But if you don't want to do it like that, you're going to need some money. And the money that you're going to need is going to be based on where you moving. Like, because it's different everywhere. Like, if you moving to Mississippi, you probably won't need as much money. And it might even be easier to get a house because you ain't going to have a whole lot of competition. Like, you can get away, you probably can get away Mississippi, 3,000-4,000 and have your job already. You know, some places they don't mind if you stay in the hotel a month, 2 months. But it's just gonna depend on where you going. Like if you going to Texas, I would tell you to get your house in place first if you can. And they say Arizona cost of living is even higher. So if you go in there, get that stuff and have some money in case they get to playing games with you on the job and you have to quit or you end up getting fired. Because you know how these people is. When they don't know you, they not the nicest no more. Like a lot of times people that don't know you nowadays, they not going to be that nice to you. You know, you just got to fight through it. But me, I'm one of them dudes that you ain't nice to me. When you get to know me, you trying to act all cool. I'm gonna remember how you was. You know, but Texas, like, you go through that stuff on them jobs, man. I ain't gonna even lie to you. You know, I'm the truth, man. Like, I had a job at Luxottica. Those people there were friendly. They were nice. But like some of my other jobs, not so much. Not so much. Like when I worked at the Texas Rangers, the Globe Life, it's like I told y'all about this, how I literally was watching them bully the nicest guy there. And like, I said, I'm not finna come to work every day and see this. This guy is the nicest guy you ever meet. And they bullying him because they know he's scared to quit or look for another job. They was taking advantage of him. And I just didn't want to watch that every day. And like those of you that saw my videos on it where I was talking about it, I told the dude that was doing it, I said, you ain't gonna do me like you do him. And they cut my hours. That's kind of the games. You go to Texas, man, be careful with those jobs where your hours can be cut. Like you wanna get a job with set hours, because them hours where your hours can get cut, you say the wrong thing, you stand up for yourself, they gonna cut your hour. Like all them little restaurants, them type of places where they can cut your hours, they will. Trust me. They will do it. They will. So you know, if you had them type of job, make that a second job where you already established somewhere else full time or something like that. And it's good, like when you go somewhere by yourself, you could just work and then rest when you're not at work. Build your money up, you know. But I said, me personally, if I'm not significantly doing better, because I'm doing all right now, but if I'm not significantly doing better, like I'm talking about got a business, I got this one business that if I open that here, I probably will stick around for a little while. But if I don't get that going, and I'm just like riding the wave of paying bills and not getting ahead, not seeing that money pile up, I'm gonna move around again. I'm gonna move again. And like me personally, I think the cost of living is important, but I think the prospects of making money are more important than the cost of living. Because like dude said, I was watching a video and he was like a DoorDasher he was like probably the number one DoorDasher. He made over 100,000. He said, what difference do it make if you got to pay $4,000 rent, but you making 12,000? I look at it the same way. You know, you want to move somewhere that fits your personality, your lifestyle. Like me, I don't like being around people who start stuff, who got bad behavior. I'd rather be around people with their nose in the air, like somewhere like I don't know if they like that, but somewhere like Scottsdale, Arizona. I'd rather be in Scottsdale than Milwaukee, because I know them people, they got ambition, they got goals, they got plans in mind. They ain't got time to be going back and forth with me. Like some of these people here, they want to stare you up and down and wonder what you got in your pocket instead of getting something in theirs. And then a lot of them, the only way they think they can get something in their pocket is by selling some drug. You know? So you got to look at what fits your personality too. Like if you don't like a lot of mess, don't like a lot of drama, you don't like arguing and all that stuff, then you can't live in a place like Milwaukee or Chicago or Detroit or St. Louis or Cleveland, these Midwestern cities, Flint, because everybody is crash out. Like they crash out. Like they'll skip you in the store and dare you to say something to them. You skipped me in the store. And it's so freaking petty. It's so freaking petty to get into it with somebody over that. But it happens, man, because you be wanting to stay in your ground. Like, dude skipped me. I looked at him. He was trying to skip. I looked at him like, he said, my fault, man. Can I just pay for this? He asked me, so I said, go ahead. But some of them dudes try to act like they tough. Listen, if you need a gun to be tough, you ain't there. Some places are dangerous not because they have tough guys, but because they have crazy guys. You don't want to live, if you got goals and stake, first of all, you start having kids, why would you stay in a place like that anyway? Like, you asking for it. How many kids? It's at least 5-6 kids a year under the age of 12 that get caught in the crossfires of gunfire here in Milwaukee. Whereas if their parents would have got them somewhere where they don't do all that gunfire, like in Milwaukee, you could be minding your own business and be right in the middle of some old crazy stuff. Y'all think Milwaukee is the brewers and cheese? Man, you obviously ain't been here. Then you got these dudes from New York talking like, no disrespect to New York. I know New York, it goes down, it gets dangerous. But not according to the stats, not like Milwaukee. Look at the stats. You can look up as many of them as you want. You're going to see Milwaukee right up there with Detroit, St. Louis, all them places. Top 10 every time. So if you're a person that you don't want to deal with all that, you got to move. I know somebody be like, well, it's going to be the same. No, it's not. No, it's not. They may do some of the same stuff, but how frequent and how often is it going to happen? Not as often as it do here. Man, I be on spot crime. I'm gonna show you how how you figure it out. Let me see. Somebody sending me some messages and stuff. Give me a sec. Oh, they changed but yeah. You gotta go somewhere that you could be the best version of yourself. Me, I'm not scared of nobody, and I know I get it popping. But I don't want to. Why? Take a shower with 3-4 other dudes? No, thank you. Making hookups? Somebody telling me when I gotta go to bed, when I can eat? I like eating late sometimes. In our facility, they get in trouble if they eat after 9. They get caught eating after 9. So, yeah, man. I mean, you gotta go what's best for you. And I would say the going rate with most places, without having a job up front, most of these cities, if you got $10,000 in cash, you can sustain yourself. You can take any job. And that's what you should do. Like, once you move somewhere, if it take you more than a week or two to find a job, because you're going to be spending money. You need to say, okay, well, I'm going to take whatever for now. Whatever. So you won't run through your 10 grand. I'm going to take whatever. Do labor ready. It's called people ready now. You get paid the same day. You can divide that money up. You can live off that money instead of digging in your 10,000 or whatever you have. You get a job, you make $100. You be like, okay, well, I'm going to put 20 in the tank. I'm going to put 20 up for me. I'm going to put 20 on food. And I'm going to use the other 40 miscellaneous. And think about it. When you put money up, you don't use all the money you put up for a certain thing. It's going to grow. That's going to grow too. So if you putting 20 up a day for food and you only need 12, every day that's like an extra $8 food. extra $8 food. So you want to have, like, if you got 10,000, and I'm gonna tell you how you can save 10,000. You save whatever you make. You say, okay, I want to move 1 year from now, 1 year from today, which is what, June 28th. And you say, I need 10,000 towards the move. That means you got to save $198 per week, and don't touch it. You'll have 10,000. I think that's 10,000. Let's calculate. Let's calculate it. I believe that's 10,000. Might be a little over. Some of y'all be feeling guilty. You trying to stay with all, and you know them people funny act where you live at. Oh, that's actually $10,296. But you trying to stay there because you grew up there, because you went to elementary school there, middle school, high school. So freaking what? I done moved out of Milwaukee. I'ma move again. No doubt about it. The only thing that'll keep me here is if I just start getting millions. Then I still would get a house somewhere else. I still wouldn't be here year round. Because I hate the cold. That's another thing you got to look at. If you hate cold weather, then you need to relocate somewhere that's much warmer, because you putting an experience on yourself that you don't like. That's going to create toxicity in you. It's going to create a negative aura. Like if you, like me, I get negative every winter. That's why I want to move to Arizona. People talk about, oh, it's too hot there. Yeah, but I don't have to deal with the winter. I be acting childish in the winter. Like I threw that shovel like a javelin last year. That snow was getting all in my beard. I mean, it's just horrible, man. Not for me. And people I know, people I'm cool with, be like, oh man, you should be used to it by now. I ain't. You can't talk about when I was a kid and I had all these different friends and we playing football in the snow. We ain't playing football in no snow no more. We blowing it. See, it was fun as long as my father was the one pulling out the snow blower. He gone. And even if he was here, he wouldn't be blowing my snow. Forget snow. It ain't the way to go. Not for me, man. I like, this my ideal place. Warm, sunny. People is laid back. They ain't trying to fight, shoot it out. Of course, it's going to be sides of town and areas where they do that. I ain't going to be there. Or at least I'm going to try not to. But, and now they got all these gangs and stuff trying to invade these nice places, man. They're going to have to do something about that. You know? So, you got to look at what it is you after. If you're not an ambitious person, then you don't need to relocate. What you relocating for? You're not even ambitious. Relocation is mainly for ambitious people, for people seeking peace and pursuing peace and things like that. If that ain't you, then you would just mess up a place. You relocate, you hanging right with the thugs committing crime. You could have stayed where you was at. Just like some of these hoochie mamas trying to take their bad kids to these nice places. Get your kid right first. And then take him to that nice place. If he ain't gonna do right, I'ma show you how we stole kids in Milwaukee. Man, you might well stay in Milwaukee. But anyway, I just want to talk about that. Some of y'all need to relocate. If you not tight with your family, why do you think you have to live up under them? Okay, watch this. How much do you hear from them? And when you hear from them, is it a pleasant experience? If both of those answers are no and not much, then you need to move around. If you only hear from somebody once a week, you could live in London, England, and hear from them. Because you don't hear from them that much anyway. So why you think? See, some of y'all just be setting y'all ways too. And that's okay. If you setting your ways, relocation ain't for you. I'm not setting my ways. I can adapt like I adapted to Texas. I made the best out of it. And I'm going to do it again. Like I'm going to adapt again. No, I like seeing new places, being there. You know. But anyway, the main thing that's keeping me here is my girls. Because I know she's not going to cooperate. So it's just going to be a battle for the girls. But eventually I'm going to have to say, okay, well, that's my fault for having them with her. With somebody that is not going to follow my lead. That's my fault. But thanks for watching. Keep tuning in. Let me know if you want me to talk about this some more. Shout out to the people that's been supporting the channel. I really appreciate all of y'all. I appreciate $5 like it's 5 million. Trust me, I appreciate it. You greatly appreciate it. Whether it's $1, $2, $3, $4, $5. As far as I'm concerned, I look at it like they millions. I appreciate y'all. Thanks for doing it. Make sure y'all hitting the like button on these videos. If y'all know Matrix with me, we'll see y'all later with more videos.